We finally saw Cassius' dad, and it looks like they got something planned for the next episode. But let's talk about a few things first, like Khalil asking for help. So Amina's back, and she was wondering why Khalil was avoiding her. He was trying to keep his distance after what happened in the last episode. Later on, she actually found out what happened during her conversation with KJ. And then she went back to Khalil to try to get him to ask for help. And from there, they went to go talk to Coop, which makes sense. She would be able to understand what he's going through. Coop, because of Flip, was able to talk to someone named Miss Osha. She knows about the different gang stuff going on, and at first, it seemed like she didn't want to help out. After what Khalil did, she was thinking about what if the others started to do the same thing as him. However, Coop was able to convince her to get them to leave Khalil alone. But something may possibly happen to Jordan because one of the synopses mentioned that he had got jumped. So we'll just have to wait and see. For now, it seems like he's free. As for him and Amina, that situation is still something that they're dealing with. After she told him everything was good, he tried to kiss her because it seemed like it was the right moment. She told him she wants him to see her and not someone who's just there for the moment. She used to think she was the problem and that she wasn't enough for those around her. But she was reminded that she is more and that she's not mad at him. It was on her. She will always be his friend, and if he wants more than that, he's gonna have to put in the work. Amina did have a talk with Coop earlier about the situation surrounding her mom, and it was a much needed one. Now she's realizing stuff about herself, and it was good she expressed how she felt and how she wants Khalil to handle the situation. I do think Khalil will make a decision. I just think he didn't want to ruin anything, or he just didn't have an answer on the spot. She already knew right away that she likes Khalil, but some people, it takes time for them to make that decision, especially if the person is important to them. So at the end of the day, he's going to have to decide what him and Amina are going to be. But on the other hand, we can't forget that she has some type of feelings for KJ. Speaking of KJ, I'll briefly talk about him and Tori. Basically, she had a talk with him just like Amina did with Khalil, so the both of them weren't playing around in this episode. It was because he had a more emotional talk with Amina, and she wants to be that person that he goes to talk about that stuff with. Later on, KJ ran into Tori before the game started, and he told her that they'll figure out what they are together, and they both agreed that they'll have a talk after the game. And of course, you already know something happened, which we're about to talk about now from the beginning. Beverly High has a game in this episode, and I will say at first, Cassius was doing good when the reporter had asked him a question. He asked him if there was anything he wanted to say to South Crenshaw High. He told him anything they got to say, they will say when they meet them in the playoffs. So right now, he's doing good. He's not saying anything disrespectful, but the reporter says something to think about. And that is, they're close to breaking a record for the school, and that would put a stamp on the Billy Baker era. Now, at first, there was going to be a change. The athletic director had a talk with Cassius, and he was going to bench the starters. And they were thinking of playing the second string players. I was like, if they're good enough to get them that win, if somebody did get injured during that game, they should be able to play the second string players in the playoffs then. I get that they want to keep the main players safe, but Cassius should have known that his son wasn't going to give up trying to play in that game, especially since he invited his mother's side of the family. But we find out during his conversation with Amina that they aren't going to be able to make it. Then he was thinking about inviting his grandpa, Cassius' dad, which he did show up, and when Cassius saw him, he completely changed. Before we talk more about that, KJ was able to get his dad to play them in the game, but Cassius said it was only for a certain amount of time. Now, once he saw his dad during the game, those plans changed. And you could tell his attitude was different even during the speech he gave. He even brought up that they should break that record, which he wasn't even thinking about that at first. They were doing good getting touchdowns, but them celebrating was annoying the other team. And KJ thought it was all too much. He was trying to tell his dad, but he wasn't trying to hear all that. He was too focused on that record. You see, KJ hasn't looked into the crowd, so he doesn't know that his grandpa is there, which means he doesn't know why his dad is acting the way he is. Eventually, something did happen to one of the players, and KJ was going to figure out what was wrong with his dad. While him and his dad are going to his office, he finally sees that his grandpa is there. Plus, that was the reason why he wasn't able to see Tori. I meant to say this earlier, but it's cool that they got Steve Harris to play the grandpa. I seen some people online mention that, oh no, Charles is here. That was a character he played in Tyler Perry's movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman. His grandpa had mentioned that Cassius had put their plan into motion. KJ didn't know what was going on, and Cassius said he didn't want to involve him. That's when Cassius' dad said it's time for KJ to know why the Jeremy men really came to Los Angeles. Could he have learned early on in his life who his biological family is, and he tried to come up with some type of plan? When it comes to Cassius, was he the reason why his marriage didn't work out and why he's so focused on winning in football? Could he have been a reason why he was rude to Jordan and in this episode trying to beat that record? If Cassius' dad is Jordan's uncle, it's not Jordan's fault. Whatever they're trying to do, it won't change anything. He could have just showed up and tried to get to know his family. Whenever Jordan finds out, he's going to be mad, and he really will be mad when he probably questions if him being friends with Layla was real or not, because she was genuinely being nice to him. I don't think KJ will go through with whatever plan they have going on, and that will most likely be to how Cassius and Ava raised him. Ava will be appearing in the next episode, but also his dad did try to raise him differently. He didn't want to raise him the same way his dad did him. Remember, he said in one of the episodes that he was sort of programmed. It just seemed like he saw his dad and completely changed. And I think we will find out if something similar happened with Cassius' marriage, because the synopsis did mention that she's going to talk about her marriage. Eventually, Cassius' dad will have to let it go, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, I thought it was a good episode. We saw a football game, characters expressing how they felt, and something that's going to get revealed that's going to change things up. But I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts. Comment below. What did you all think about the episode?